And good evening again, ladies and gentlemen. So let me get some music rolling. We got ourselves yet another divisional matchup. And again, we're going to be saying that a lot here at the end of the season. But let me flip this on over. And as you can see, we are just about to start up another race here. We got Awesomeitsamy on the left-hand side, your Houston Texans representative. Excuse me, sorry for my throat clear. And she's going to face off against TheHakku on the right side. Now again, I'll just put this out there. Amy's pretty much out of playoff contention at this point. Hakku, on the other hand, desperately needs this win. Because if he does not get this win, oh god, do we have a mess of people for the last two spots in the AFC. If he gets it, however, he's basically still guaranteed at least the 5 or 6 spot. I believe right now he's actually at the 5 spot, if I'm not mistaken. So he's guaranteed to keep one of those two if he gets this win here, and he really needs it. Otherwise, there is a chance he gets knocked completely out of playoff contention for the time being. And again, we've only got this and 3 other weeks left this year. So it's getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Again, we're going to do a best 2 out of 3 race, using Isaac in the same save file, which is Platinum God, with every item unlocked on it. We're going to race through the womb too. Whoever kills off Mom's Heart first will get a point at the bottom of the screen. Add it on where you see those zeros. We'll reset them both at that point and start from scratch. 7 banned items are not allowed to take on the way down. Dr. Fetus, Epic Fetus, Ipecac, Dead Sea Scrolls, Holy Bible. Excuse me, again, the shovel and toothpicks. Toothpicks you can take if you want to. But again, very few racers actually want that. They'll wind up re-rolling and hoping for something better. But again, most glitches outlawed. Basically, everybody knows the deal at this point. So, we're off and running. And again, excuse me, I'll put this out there again. Amy's casting off a Mac, which could having luck doing that in the first place. So yes, it's going to look a little frame derpy from time to time. Welcome to casting on a Mac, ladies and gentlemen. But it does not affect her, believe it or not. That's the cast itself more so than anything slowing down. So, it's not a big deal, believe it or not. And let's see, so we're starting off with piercing shots on Amy's side. As you notice, that one shot that she just put there is actually going to go through anything that it hits. So once she kills it, it actually wound up killing everything else in line. Hakku's going to start this run off here. Excuse me, with Roid Rage, which ups your, I believe, speed by 40%. It's somewhere in that range. But again, it is mismarked. There's no range, or excuse me, there's no range up on that item. I shouldn't have said range on the speed portion. It's mismarked and it is just speed, is the general gist of that. So Hakku fighting Black Widow here. Got to worry about those splitter spiders. All you have to do is really try to get Black Widow to land on them. It'll make that go a heck of a lot easier for you. Excuse me again. Cat fur everywhere, man. Yeah, yours. Spaz is watching this race just like this is the coolest thing ever. I love when he gets all involved with this. One of the monstros down. We got some luck up for Hakku. What else we got? He's just going to take a pill with him this time. I figured he might actually take both of these, but gonna leave the other behind and just take the one random with. Again, Amy holding on to a random herself, also getting some health up at the end of this fight. And both of me on down to their basement too. You know, you're taking up 90% of my chair already, right? You're not that big of a cat, but you're pulling this off, bro. On that note, Hakku also grabbed himself, like I said, from the looks of it, that luck uphill is what's making him green right now. That is not infestation, as you may think. You are shutting everywhere, dude. Sorry, I'm also holding a conversation with my cat at the same time, as you can hear. I apologize. Alright, both still looking for their item room and boss fight for that matter here. I'm sure that at this point you're really looking to get your item taken care of as well. Like, you really don't want to be skipping items this early on. I swear to God, it replays that song. What the heck? Why does it do this every time? That makes no sense. Wow, that's not loud at all. 1 second while that guy leaves. Alrighty, finally he's out of the way. Good God, man, that muffler on that thing. Probably heard that, so I muted just in case. Anyways, Liberty Cap over on Amy's side is going to give her a random mushroom effect every room that she goes into. Also included on that, believe it or not, is the compass. So that seems very weird, but you are actually allowed to, I guess you can call it abuse of it. If you go between two rooms that you have cleared already with that Liberty Cap, and just keep walking back and forth, sooner or later the compass is going to show up and you'll be able to tell exactly where you're headed. Now, mind you, that doesn't always happen right away, but in a race situation, that's actually a pretty damn useful trinket right there, just in case it does show it to you. And again, with no key, Amy's going to have to skip over that item room. She'll be on to her boss fight here with Steven. And speaking of boss fights, Hakku in the same room, actually, ooh. Use those pills thinking maybe they're gonna heal me. Swing and a miss. It actually was telepills, so all the way to the other side of the floor here, and Hakku's gonna have to backtrack to his boss fight. That's terrible timing on that. I hate when you find out that those are telepills at the very end of a boss fight and you have to do it over. Alright, little Steven will give Amy a follower with some homing shots. Again, base damage tears on him, but still some damage up in the process. So now that Hakku's still, again, halfway through his Duke of Flies fight, she'll be the first on down to the caves, getting a Catacombs version. Alright, box of items finally on Hakku's side. 2 hearts is going to double up the amount of red hearts he has in his container, so he's from 1 to 2. Also grabs himself a soul heart. Let's see, Fish Head, if he were to get hit, will have a random chance of spawning a friend till the end attack fly. And 1 more random pill. Both actually have the same color random pill with them. Now this will prove a point, most likely. Chances are those are not the same pills. They could be, but that's a very slim chance that both racers have the same type of pills on the same color. So, as one of the points that we always keep making is, this game is completely random. Notice, like, their maps look differently. Their rooms wind up being different. The enemies that they have are different in every single room, so on and so forth. So everything about it is different. Ooh, yeah, pretty much have to take this one. Here's another glitch that we allow. Hakku is going to pause while he picks up an item in this challenge room, and that's going to spawn every enemy in the room for him. He just picked up growth hormones, and that's going to give him, I can't say those words together, but that's going to give him a speed increase and a damage increase on his tiers. I cannot say those 2 words side by side. Something about the back-to-back H's just absolutely screws me over. Do not know what it is, but I cannot say those words. But again, with the glitching in this league, we only allow, like, you know, basic glitches, for lack of a better term, if it gives you some sort of a risk involved with it. If it's basically just beneficial to you, it's off limits. Also, I think my cat just took a bite out of my chair. What did you just do? Okay. You're weird. Let's see, Hierophant card's going to be 2 soul hearts for Amy. And she'll probably take that pill back with her again. Ooh, actually going to leave it. So now we won't get to prove this point. Damn it. I can say 12th, but, like, I don't know what it is. Like, something about growth and hormones side by side. Like, if I slow down like that, I can say it, but if I try to say growth hormones together like that, it takes like 2 or 3 tries before I do it, and it just, I instinctively screw those words up. This is why I explain it every time, guys. If it's only beneficial, it's not allowed. What about that is in any way, shape, or form not beneficial? So let's see, you do more damage at the cost of absolutely nothing by just spamming your button faster. No thanks. So Amy just about done with her boss fight here. Also picked up that mining helmet, the Spelunker helmet, if you will. And that's going to let you see when you come across your secret and super secret room, so you're not going to waste bombs. Mind you, unless you have a Curse of Darkness room, it'll still give you the jingle letting you know that it's there. But if you have multiple open walls, yeah, you might still waste a bomb or two in the process. So notice, excuse me, over on the right-hand side here for Amy's room. Excuse me again. Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. On that note, like I said, in Amy's room, you can notice on the right-hand side, it actually tells her that her secret room is there. That's the effect of the Spelunker helmet for her. And again, Pestilence just about halfway dead here, so that'll wind up giving Hakku 1 cube of meat. That'll orbit around him, and it'll also damage anything, well, it'll block shots, I should say, for anything that walks into it. Anything that it touches will get double base tier damage, so you'll do about 7 damage every time you actually make contact with something with it. So again, Hakku does have a little bit of damage up on his tiers already, so it's not double off of those, it's double off of your base damage that you start the game with. There's that cube of meat, and moving on down, so Hakku into his caves too. It's just occurred to me from listening to most of these songs, I don't think Danny knows how to do a quiet intro. It's basically just like, slam you in the face music, and I love it, but like, I just realized that the more and more that I listen to this, he's just like, yeah, here's your intro, blam! That's what I love about this soundtrack. Like, yeah, we don't need any build-up, just here you go, thud right on into it. So there's Hakku building himself now with slight advantages. He's found his item room, and again, he's really only got the one way to head on his map at the moment to head towards this boss fight. So this is looking pretty decent for him. Until we wound up with that item. How about the poop? So not really a useful way to replace that D6. Although maybe he gets something out of it. He at least tried, but nothing good coming there. Again, that speed is ridiculous on Hakku's build at the moment. I'm not too sure I'd be happy with that. That's probably about 1 or 2 speed too many for me on my builds. I'd get myself in a lot of trouble with this. Intro, you mean chorus! And again, Amy finding her boss fight here right off the bat. She's gonna go in and fight this to begin with. And we got the Wretched this time. So now depending on what she chooses to do, that could be time advantage to her. But again, she might be skipping an item room to do this. What's up, Xavier? How you doing tonight? What's up, Swag? How you doing? Ooh, see, I don't like having the high speeds. Like, where Hakku's at right now, like I said, is about 1 speed too many for me. I tend to walk into a lot of stupid face-planting damage given that build. And yeah, it's nice with the tiers, but yeah, I don't tend to like Roid Rage. That ups your speed way too much. And yeah, he's crossed that border for me of where I really just can't handle it anymore, and I just die every time. Yeah, Taco in his chat add-on replace some of the bot spam with something even funnier if you don't have it. So if you don't have it, you're missing out on the fun. But yes, that's exactly what it did. The wood. Yes, it did. All right, so Amy, the first on down to Depths 1, and again, excuse me, I almost called him a Taku. Let's try that again. TheHakku. See how hard this is for me, guys? 2 names, very similar, both in the league. Anyways, TheHakku fighting his Caves 2 boss here will be right on down to the depths right behind Amy. And again, she has got herself on the left side of Curse of Darkness. You'll not be able to see her minimap whatsoever. Alright, Hakku finishing that off. Gonna get a little bit of range up and on down to his depths. And, alright, so he's got the regular version of the level. Amy's got herself a Necropolis, the expansion version, so you'll notice a few tougher enemies, like those godforsaken mini greed heads. I hate these things. These and those hearts and masks, like, screw those combinations, and you'll find these all over Necropolis. So, and these are not fun either. These spawn so many extra flies. Unless you have Bloodlust, this room sucks that Amy's in. Now, notice the difference is that, and like I said, yeah, straight up chorus on the music. But notice the difference, like I said, very easy brains that just roll around the outskirts of the wall there on Hakku's side. Starting to get a little bit tougher enemies here. Ooh, and that didn't matter as he just took his last hit down at the beginning again. So walking right into a bunch of damage in that room. Alright, once again, Amy finding that boss fight here. Oh, wow, that was a little too close. And she's going to worry about that momentarily. First things first, maybe that item room. She has one key. Nope, she's going to say the hell of it and just head right on in for the boss. Oh, God, the bloat. Move out of the way. You can't stand in the entrance of this room when you fight the bloat. It will shoot you immediately, guys. Alright, the easy way to do this is stay down at the bottom of the screen, make him jump down to you, and then move immediately up to the top, and he can't shoot that brimstone up at you. So this is where you get all your free damage from. Again, when he does this, if you have multiple bombs and you got plenty to spare, drop one up there before you walk away, so you'll leave a little bit of damage waiting for the blow when he gets there. Other than that, hang down at the bottom of the screen, just wait for him to jump, avoid the eyes in those shots. Yeah, you may not be doing damage to him for a second, but you ain't gonna take damage, and that's the important thing, because this fight is terrible otherwise. So notice how much easier this gets this way. All you have to do is worry about avoiding things like those eyes. And again, we got Famine on the right side, so Hakku with a guaranteed Cuban meat is, excuse me, but we all know what to do. He greets us, let's all greet him back with that oh so popular. It's terrible and terrifying. I like those descriptions, actually. That's quite fitting for this. There's that last bomb that Amy had. Again, you gotta get out of the way very quickly, though, because he's gonna spew blood under him. Hi, Spaz. I was saying hi to Famine, just so you know. I love that new emote. I do have to say, that new emote that TheHakku added in is just effing brilliant. That is freaking awesome, dude. Alright, so Hakku finding his new item room here, thankfully with a key. And, ooh, Demon Baby, not the worst thing ever. That'll follow around anything that gets close is going to get directly shot at by Demon Baby, and that'll automatically fire for you as well. So you have to be kind of careful with it around, let's say, like bomb flies, for example. He'll destroy those at the worst possible times on you, and he doesn't care. He'll just do it. Alright, one or two more hits here for Amy on the bloat. This fight will finally be over. This thing is a serious time sink if you do it the slow way like this, but again, it's safety at that point. So there will be a little bit of health up. She's also got herself a devil deal to consider. Let's see, that heal will take her to 3 heart containers full. How about in here? Can we spend them? Oh, we can. Yes, please. So, spending 2 of the empty red heart containers that she had. Might as well. So she'll wind up, excuse me, one of the extra hearts that you noticed disappeared off of there was from Liberty Cap, by the way, guys. So she spent the last 2 hearts on her bar. Got them back in the form of blue hearts because of the pact. Also got damage up and a little bit of shot speed increase. Where does my mouse keep going? Weird. Oh, god damn it, I clicked out. Let's try that again. There we go. Get off the counter. Get off the counter. What are you doing? Cat, jeez. I know you're there. You're sitting behind me taking up 90% of my chair. Trust me, I know you're there. You don't have to announce yourself. Yep, if you blow up Judgment, guys, you actually get a better chance at a God Room or Devil Deal out of it. Alright, so into that library, Amy got the Book of Sin, which you saw spawn that one red heart for. Again, she could have used it had she had an extra red heart container, which she just noticed again as she walked into the next room. That was Liberty Cap enacted, not hers normally. So, she left that red heart behind. Also took with her that Book of BOILeR, time and a half damage multiplier on her tears when she uses that, so that's a great find. She looks like a demon miner. She told me she was of age. Oh, you meant my... Oh, never mind. What's up, Canadian? How you doing tonight? No, Windy City has nothing to do with the wind here. That's a political thing. Hey, I see you. I see you. What's up? You're sitting behind me. No, the Windy City's based off of a political thing from way back in the day, so that has nothing to do with the wind, believe it or not. Yeah, she mines for your soul. Alright, so after that dead end, we know pretty much where Amy's gonna head up here. I don't believe she checked either side of this, though. I think that's her starting room back up here at the top. Indeed it was. It's been a while since I've seen the top part of that map. I kind of forgot, but yeah, that was her starting room here. So, let's try right-hand side. Ooh, Hakku down again. Damn, Peep claiming another life. Oh, no problem. But yeah, it is kind of windy here, too, so don't expect that, like, oh my god, there's no wind here. No, it gets windy, but it's not like the plains or anything, so it's yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. And no, it's not turbulent, honestly. I've flown in and out of Chicago so many times, it's not bad. You'll not notice it. Oh, excuse me. Yep, she got compass again there, so she knows exactly where she's heading for this one. Assuming that she saw the mini-map, mind you. She could just be paying attention to the game itself and not the mini-map, so we'll see if she noticed. I think she did, though. Ooh, that dodge. Nicely done. I hate those turrets in the center of the room. They will cheap shot you so often. And again, Hakku taken out. Yeah, there goes that Eternal Heart. That's what I was worried about. When you pick up that card and you're a little too close to those troll bombs, you're going to get hit. Mother, yahoo! That'd be the goofy laugh. Yeah, Midway's a trash heap by comparison to O'Hare, trust me. You may fly in cheaper, but at that point, go to Rockford. At that point, just fly into Rockford. It's half an hour away, and it's still worth it. It's so much less busy at that point, and it's not frickin' Midway. Trust me. Either go to O'Hare or Rockford, I'd say. Even on a connecting flight, yeah, I don't know. So there's Cancer on Hakku's side. That's going to double up his fire rate. And again, that will actually overcap you. So let's say you get the thin odd mushroom for a fire rate cap out. Then you pick up nicely placed bomb, by the way, or nicely shot bomb, I should say. Either way, if you get that and it caps out your fire rate, then, well, even if you had Cancer beforehand, doesn't matter. You double cap it still. And again, Hakku, as you can see with that wiggle worm, is firing his tears in that S-shape pattern. Ow, I keep biting my tongue. Still not used to missing that one tooth. Alright, so no key yet for Amy. She's going to make her way on over towards that boss fight first. All that no Cancer. Again, last week we did a charity fundraiser here for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. And again, because we're in actual sanctioned boiler races again, it's okay to take it. But yeah, the charity link's still up on BOILeR.org if you guys want to check it out. It's at the very top of the page. But yeah, we wound up raising, so far, $13,700, and that was in the span of 6 days originally, but we had another donation today that topped that up to $13,700. And Amy gonna move on into her Blue Mom's Foot fight. That'll be time and a half damage multiplier with Book of BOILe, and now she has to watch out for all these extra spawns. How did that not hit Mom? Weird. Oh yeah, it does. She's got piercing shots. Herpity-dur, it did. I thought it was going through Mom for a second, like, how the hell? But yeah, she's got piercing shots, and I keep forgetting about that. So that's actually going to help immensely in this fight. Because while shooting through Mom's foot, she'll be able to probably pick off some of these spawns pretty easily. And again, also shoot the eyeballs in back. So this works out very nicely. You can see why Cupid's arrow is a very, very nice thing. Woo! A little close on that foot. Again, Mom's foot, and her arms will hit you. Well, and do her shots hit you for a full heart? Guys, I don't remember. Do her shots hit you for a full heart? I know any part of her that hits you for a full heart of damage, but I don't remember about her shots. I know for a fact that the mini enemies in the room are only going to hit you for half a heart. But I really don't recall now. It's been a while. Yeah, shots do too? Okay. I figured they would. Figured they would. Oh, Hakku's got WiggleLer. That's what's making his tears move in that weird pattern. So there's the one issue. If you kill off the eyeballs, you take damage from that shadow if it ever shows up on the screen, because it's going to be directly above you. So you basically want to kill off the foot, especially if you're at very low health in this fight. And again, Amy doesn't need that Polaroid. We only race through the womb too, so she'll take that, the Liberty Cap with her. And keep hoping for the best here. Alright, that is that second cube of meat for Hakku. Will he go back for his item? Nope, he's going to have to keep flying on along here, hoping for the best. Alright, Judas is telling that Amy's going to leave behind. Would have turned any devil deal that she went into. Any of the red heart devil deals would only cost 1 heart. And again, that's if you haven't been in there already. We proved that in the last race we saw this evening. Kind of forgot about that earlier. And yeah, this is our 3rd race of the night. Excuse me again, sorry. Yeah, we haven't seen the crown yet. That's a good point. Usually not such a rare item. That does tend to show up every single run, but that's true. We haven't seen it yet. Alright, so right about now, Amy wishing that she still had a bomb so she could get back out of this room. And given that that happened at 4 in the afternoon, it's now 10 at night. I'm going to say that this would be our first of the night, being that we had a good 4 hours in between the last 2 races. Or the last race in this one, I should say. This is more the night shift at this point. Yes, I know, guys, I'm talking about this one. Have you seen it in this race at all? Is anybody wearing it? No. Jesus. Playing semantics a little too heavy on that one. But yeah, Neil took a few earlier, and let's see. By that, I mean 0 game plan, by the way. Don't think RTC got any. Showed up in Eddie's. Trying to think, did Jim take it at one point? I think he did. Pretty sure he did. Although, honestly, Jim's not really one to go into his store all that often, so I'm not sure that he did. If he's in here, he would know. Wow, yet another dead end. Holy crap to this map on Amy's side. She's just getting screwed over here. At least she's keeping it the same health, but still, like, she's getting hosed over by this map. What's up, Julio? How you doing? Yeah, Jim did? Okay, I thought so. I was pretty positive. I mean, heck, at that point, if it shows up early enough, you might as well. If you wind up with a Judgy or an early store that you know isn't going to be greed, might as well take it, because, hey, if you can buy something cool like that, the one time that I did a practice run of a BOILeR race, I went into every store at the beginning because I got the crown early on, or the pageant boy, I should say, early on, and kept going into stores. All of a sudden, I wound up with a blue candle. I was like, yep, it's over, and just kept flying through the rest of the game. Like, I didn't even bother with item rooms at that point. Like, nope, we got the candle. Burn it. So it's always a good thing. Like, I love picking that, like, any type of money I can find up. I love having money in this game. It's expendable in arcades against judges, or with judges, I should say. If you give money equals power, you're going to regret not having picked up money, for example. But again, in a race situation, I can understand why a lot of people do leave it behind, because it takes a couple seconds to pick up, and you don't always need the money. Alright, Amy down to half a heart and in a pretty nasty room, and there's the issue. If you get hit in the womb and anywhere beyond, you get a full heart of damage taken. Oh, there were a few that Zero Game Plan had. It was just like, here, have another damage item. Have another damage item. Hey, why don't you have another damage item? Yeah, he had some pretty crazy builds earlier. They burned some insane ones tonight. And then I believe it was, I forget who it was, dang it. Now I forget. I actually do forget who it was, but somebody had made mention in chat of like, boy, I really hope they don't get any good items this run. And in third race, like, they kept having to skip item rooms and such. Really, game? Really? You pushed it the other way on Hakku? How was he supposed to get in there? There you go. Thank you. Flash is being a douche. And again, when we had Edmund on call in week 2, he even flat out said the same thing about that moment right there. He's like, okay, you know what I really hate about my game? It's like, I hate the fact that I can't figure out why the heck that happens. Like, he saw it happen in the race that we were covering at the time. And he's like, I just saw it happen. Somebody put a bomb down and the brick didn't move over to the left like it should have, and it just flat out disappeared. It's like, I don't know why that's the case, but I hate it with a passion. So it drives him crazy too, and he doesn't know what's going on with it. So, anyways, little Steve once again on Amy's side. That's that follower with those base damage homing tiers. And she'll be on end to fight double Monstro yet again. Second time she's seen this today. And let's see those no scrolls. Hakku gets to re-roll them as they are a banned item. Speaking about money, he already had 24 cents, but let's add another 25 onto it. So up to 49 cents now on Hakku's side as he re-rolled the oh-so not useful, in the most part, Dead Sea Scrolls into that quarter. Again, we banned him this year because last season we had it show up quite a bit. It can give you a shovel usage, believe it or not, can also give you the Bible usage. And that's pretty rare, and it would take a lot for that to show up against Mom's Heart, or Mom's Foot for that matter. But we've seen the shovel show up for Morag. I think it was twice or 3 times last year, and both times, or like every time he basically stopped his race. Hey, look what we found, the crown. Let's see those yes crowns. But again, we had to stop his race and be like, dude, I don't think I can use that shovel way down to the next floor, but I'm gonna ask, can I use it? Because I will. And I literally, had to be like, no, sorry, that isn't really fair. It's one of the banned item usages. So we just banned it because of that. Again, didn't re-roll into anything special this time, but at least you get something out of it. The other issue with it is, let's say, notice that Hakku has got those serpentine tiers with, why can't I think of the name? Wiggleworm. Jeez. Drawing a blank tonight. But again, he's got that. That's Wiggleworm, believe it or not, is a glitchy effect on the Dead Sea Scrolls, and RTC can vouch for this. She got that about 4 times in a row last year. So she had that item and was just hitting spacebar and like, oh, Wiggleworm. What? And it lets you keep using the space over and over again on it in the same room. It's really stupid. So on that note, Judgy please and Judgy thank you for Hakku. He just picked up the compass. Cost him a little bit of money and a little bit of time, but well worth it in the process. He'll know exactly where he's headed. Excuse me, you can see his mini-map is showing him where that boss fight is. He also quick-headed into that curse room there and picked up the relics, so now every 4 rooms that he clears out, he'll get a soul heart to spawn, one of the blue ones. You remember that one run, RTC. I know you do. Because I sure as heck remembered, you just, every room you went into, you hit those dead sea scrolls and it just kept spamming freaking Wiggle Worm on you. Like, what is going on with this? It just flat glitched on her. Alright, Amy picking up a really good item here. Those pinking shears will cut your head off from the rest of your body. Body runs around the room, damaging anything that it runs into, spewing blood. So we'll see it here against the Duke of Flies. Excuse me. I do remember, and I'm yelling. Do those double monsters have double health? Nope, they actually split the health bar, basically. So when you do half damage on that health bar to one of them, it's going to die off. Also, good God, another bloat fight. Game, why are you being evil with the Depths 1 today? It's been nothing but masks and bloats, I swear. So don't go to the Depths 1 today, kids. You're going to have to, but good God, it gets nasty when you get down here. Quit trying to shoot him from in front of him. This hasn't worked out well for anybody yet this year. Why our racers keep trying it is beyond me. Especially when they're at 1 heart. Alright, so health container up. A little bit of a heal there for Hakku. You're going to lose that 1 extra health that he got off of that strength card, but it won't be that big of a deal. It's only one of the containers disappears. And he'll head on down to the depths too, head on over towards the cider room, and hopefully at the same time to this boss fight. We'll see how this map goes. Yeah, whew. That got a little tense there at the end. Anybody make a diamond? So we can turn coals into diamonds here. It's getting there. And again, that dime noise, let alone that full heart for Hakku as well. And there's that item room, so no luck with getting over to his boss fight too. That's going to be an odd map. So this will head over to the left again, up at the top where he started. Alright, that oh-so-glitchy best friend, especially a low health. I don't think I'd be using this. Hakku's gonna try it the one time here, trying to get into a Super Secret room, hopefully. No such luck. So again, I'll take that D6 back with him. Not all that useful, but definitely don't want to take that best friend bomb. That's killed a few of our racers this season. Ghost farming. Zarian. It's a reference to Spelunky. Yep, she beat me to it already, but yep, a reference to Spelunky on that one. Maybe some guy named Jetpackaholikus. A thing, yeah, such and things. Anyways, there's the mom's purse on Hakku's side. That's going to give him 2 trinket spots. Slack. I had to give you crap. Man always finds jetpacks and shotties. Like, it's over at that point. So anyways, 2 trinket spots now for Hakku, like I said, and he's guaranteed that that Polaroid's going to spawn at the end of the mom's foot fight, so at least he has room for it now, and he doesn't have to even consider dropping cancer. He gets to keep that with him now. Again, thank you, Larry Jr. Try that again. Little Chad. Jeez Louise. And that relic for spawning those hearts for him. He's getting a pretty nice heal out of this floor. Hold on to a full card as well, which would teleport him back to the entrance room of the floor he's on. If you're low on health, that bomb will actually kill you in boss fights. It's really screwed up how that best friend bomb works. I've only seen it happen about 3 times, so I don't know the exact way it winds up killing you, but I've seen it happen to basically, like, what, 2 of our racers this year, and somebody I was watching earlier this year, too. So I have no idea exactly what it is that happens with it, and also, sorry, I'm moving my mic slightly here, so if you hear noise, I really apologize. There we go. Dr. Slack. That's a scary thought right there. Not going for a doctorate, are you? Yeah, thank Larry Jr. for that not doing damage. Anyway, Sun card on Amy's side is going to give her 3 uses there. That's going to be a full red heart heal, full map and compass reveal, and also damage everything in the room for quite a good clip, might I add. So again, against like Mom's eyes. Jesus. Mom's foot with those eyeballs is what I was attempting to say. Wow, I'm having a night, guys. Anyways, against that fight, and again, friggin' Hakku finding these telepills. I don't know what it is with you. Actually, that was his full card. He wanted no part of that Blue Mom's fight. But again, when those eyeballs open up, if you're using a Sun card against him, that is a lot of damage that you can use. So, reason Hakku did this, by the way, you basically just re-rolled Mom's foot. So watch this. There's a good chance that won't be blue again. So with that other full card, if it is, we're going to see him try this one more time. Alright, Red Mom, much easier. Hakku's going to stay in this fight the entire time, guaranteed. That was a really good move, actually. I like that. Respawning Mom is a really smart move, because Blue Mom is way, way nastier than this red one is. It's a really good move right there. I like that a lot. Yeah, oh, hell no. Slack. Alright, Amy on into her store. No thanks on that Book of Revelation. She'll take one of those bombs, though. So Book of Revelations would have spawned, 1 soul heart for her every time she used it. And because she hasn't been to her boss fight yet, either here or on the caves too, had she used that, guaranteed, now that she would have fought against one of the horsemen. There's a good chance she still may fight a horseman here. But again, it's not guaranteed right now. So there's a Polaroid. You see Mom's purse giving Hakku both of those at the same time. And he'll be on down to his womb 1. Well, I thought about it for a second. I thought we might actually have a XL floor. But again, with that compass, Hakku going to work his way hopefully right on over to his boss fight. Notice no item room. Again, no stores down here. I assume that there probably will be Iron Bam. I'm a little bit worried because I know Edmund can add a lot more trollier things into the game this time, and he's even flat out said that he did. So I'm a little bit scared to see what those things are, but I almost flat out expect variants of like Mom's Heart and the Devil, and yeah. I see this getting much tougher for us before it gets easier. Because knowing Edmund as little as I do, but from the games that I've played of his, he's going to find a way to troll us heavy. So I see something like that happening. Which is a good thing, too, because I love the challenge. Like, that's one of the reasons I can still play this game, is the fact that it still has that challenge level in there, and if you don't practice and you don't play, it gets tough. Like, yeah, it's like riding a bike. You'll pick it back up again, but it's not like right off the bat that you're just gonna get the feel for it. Yeah, just throwing like every body part of Mom at you. Mom's face. Raw. Isaac. I don't want to fight this. Anyways, there's Blastocyst showing up as a Utero 1 boss. Again, that's been kind of rare, but we've seen him a few more times within the past few weeks. He's been coming out just a little bit more here. One of the easier ones, you just have to get him out of that outer shell, and then he's not too much of a fear for you. These bigger ones are going to split once. And then, like I said, just make sure you take them all out of that shell, and they can't do a thing except jump. Alright, Amy on down to her catacombs 2, caves 2, basically. Just trying to say both at the same time, and that doesn't exactly work, guys. Try to stick to one word at a time. It's going to help your English. Mom's left earlobe. I would almost consider as Amy in this room popping that sun card and insta-killing everything in here. Yeah, it's a little bit early to use it, but I don't like these rooms. Ooh, let's also see those no Bibles as Hakku walks into a god room, and thankfully gets to re-roll that. Again, that would have one-hit killed. At this point, only Mom's heart. Would also one-hit kill Mom's foot, keep in mind. So we banned it for that reason. But again, gets to re-roll it, winds up with a double speed orbital and the Guardian Angel. So it adds double speed to the cube of meat he already has. Or the double cube, I should say, Meat Boy's head. Excuse me. And also moves around at double speed itself, doing the same type of damage that Meat Boy would. At that point, I could actually see Dad's key leading to a secret level, like, alright, Dad's liquor cabinet. Like, suddenly you have to go through this thing and it's just like throwing bottles of booze at you the entire time or something. Why did Hakku go back in that room, I tend to wonder? He already knew that there was nothing there, I thought. Alright, so a little bit of speed increase. Again, that is a mismarked item on Amy's side. Roid Rage just gives you, I think it's 40% speed increase. It's pretty crazy how much actual movement speed increase you get there. Okay, so I didn't even set that one up. Actually, did I? I can't even remember now. I might have set that one up. I kind of forget. Anyways, notice she is moving along at rapid pace by comparison to before. I don't like Roid Rage. That is way too much speed increase. There's a limit for me. Like I said, I do not like having high speed on my character in this game. I tend to just walk right into things like, oh, look, a shot that I'm trying to avoid. Right into another enemy. Like, smooth. Smooth. It happens all the time, and I do not like speed. If actually, at that point, if I can take a speed down, I'm not even going to cry about it, honestly. Like, getting something like the small rock right off the bat, or Super Meat Boy Superfan, I'm really not that upset about. I don't mind having low speed in this game. If it's really low speed, yeah, there is a limit to it, obviously. You can be too slow to dodge. So there are limits to this. Alright, get off of the wall there, Gertie Jr. Thank you. Hakku gonna leave that room. No thank you to that one. I would have done it. I don't care if I only have one bomb left. I'd be bombing out of that room. No thank you to that. Speaking of bombs, Hakku gonna get that one back free in the next room here. So one more to clear and he'll be onto his mom's heart. And that Ankh on Amy's side where it says eternal life, question mark. If you die, it's kind of like a 1-up, but it brings you back to life as the blue baby with nothing but blue hearts. Yeah, it's an odd floor layout, like especially where it started him from. Like, it sure looked like it was just going to be a straight shot down, and like, oh, and it won't be a problem. We'll be right to the boss fight. Swing and a miss. It's the beauty of when you have the compass but not the map. It tends to troll you. Also, because we do it all the time, it's always greed in the Caves 2 stores, racers. It is always greed. It's only supposed to be a 50% chance, but for God's sake, it's greed every time a racer goes in here. Alright, so Hakku moving into his mom's heart fight, looking to take himself a 1-0 lead. Aw, motorcycle, nice. Midden pod, aw. I love when that happens. Little kittens like that are so damn cute, too. There's that double bomb effect. Ooh, and that actually worked out nicely hitting Monstro this time. Didn't hit Mom's heart, mind you, but it'll take out Monstro a little bit quicker. Ultimate greed. Oh, Lord. Don't even say things like that. If Edmund hears these thoughts, I fear for our safety in that game when Rebirth comes out if Edmund hears any of this. We're also going to be limited to 12 hearts. That's total of red hearts and soul hearts, guys. Keep that in mind. So we're already limited on our health, and it's going to get tougher. Not just because of the health, but because of the enemies and the rooms and everything like that. So, yeah. I fear what's ahead of us, but at the same point, it's going to be really cool. Yep, the 1-up would get used first, and then the Ankh would be used, like Rob said. Correct. From everything that he was saying, yeah, it's capping out at 12, so... yeah, it's going to be kind of scary. I tried to get a little bit of information out of him. I didn't want to really push him too much for info on stuff, but I tried a little bit at least. But let me give you guys a link here. But I interviewed him week 2. Was it week 2 or week 1? Week 2. Had to be week 2. Troll bomb, but it just like instantly attaches to you. I'll think about it though, like how many times do you actually get more than 12 hearts? Because it's not every run. Alright, so with no more bombs, Hakku just every now and then's walking into the center there, and you may be wondering, like, why is he face-planting Mom's heart? That makes no sense. Actually, it does. He's got those 2 orbitals. So again, he walks in, he gets a little bit of damage done by both of them, backs right out so that he doesn't get hit by the spawn. Yeah, every good run... Oh, touche, Slack, touche. Touche, sir. Again, Guppy's Paw is not really going to count in this aspect, because all it would take is 4 red hearts, and then he could turn that into an entire screen full of blue ones. So that's a little bit different, but let's say, like, red heart-wise, like, honestly, how many times do you see it go past the screen? Rarely. So, I don't know. Like, I think it's going to be okay. It's going to be scarier, but it's going to be okay. We'll figure it out. Alright, down to that last little bit of health here on Mom's Heart. She'll stay out the rest of the time. Don't really have to worry about those extra spawns, so Hakku's just going to kill her off. And that other one may stay out at the end, so we may have to kill that fly off at the end here. Nope, actually killed it for him, so very nicely done. Hakku's got himself a 1-0 lead here. Perfect timing on the end of that song, too. And why do I not have edit scene clicked in it? How did this happen? What happened to my OBS? What is going on? There we go. Okay, now I have control over it again. That's much better. So Hakku with a 1-0 lead. There we go. That's what I was trying to get across the entire time. So we're going to give both of these 2 reset. We'll start up round number 2 momentarily here. And again, Hakku will look for a 2-0 win. Amy's going to look to tie this up at 1 apiece for us in game 3. So we'll be right back on the other side. Let me get you a link into both of their channels here. And there you go. So hit both of these 2 up. Say what's up to them. Wish them both good luck for round 2. We'll be right back in about, give or take 2 minutes here. So hang tight, guys, or go grab a drink, whatever the case might be. We'll meet you back here in 2. Alrighty, we're back and we're clear. We got round number 2 just about to begin here. Let me flip this back on over. And we got the Hakku leading 1-0 right now. I saw that look, by the way, Hakku. I'm just saying. I saw that. I saw that. Wink. Saw that. Yeah. Anyways, Hakku leading 1-0 right now over Awesomeitsamy. We'll get round number 2 started up at their convenience. They're on a call together, so let me get you that link into both of their channels one more time. And go say what's up and wish them both good luck here. Again, Hakku look for a 2-0 win. Amy's going to look to tie this up. Oh, excuse me. see, that needs to be over here. That's good. Okay, cool. Sorry, I'm doing stuff in the background as well, so I really should apologize for this when I'm distracted 90% of the time here. There we go. Dang. It's still not working right. My microphone does not want to work with me today. How's up, boss? How you doing, dude? And we're off and running again, so best of luck to you both. See Amy with nothing good in that curse room. Hakku gonna pick up homing bombs, and again, with Bobby Bomb, that'll add on homing effects to him, give you 5 extra bombs as well. Alright, so both just about to finish off their boss fight. I'm actually kind of surprised that bomb missed by literally 1 frame from one hit killing pin. But again, with that wire coat hanger, we got Hakku, and hey, now we've seen regular Gluttony. I think we're close to all of them in the past 2 days. Either way, Hakku, like I said, with that wire coat hanger, a little bit of fire rate increase. Amy just picked up a little bit of health up and a very slight damage up off of the meat there. And she'll be moving on down to her basement too. Again, she's got an expansion version. Haku's on the regular basement too. So a few possible tougher enemies. You're probably going to see a lot more spiders, if nothing else. About that 1 penny, judgy please? Yeah, didn't think so. He tends not to give out anything that cheap, but it does happen, so she had to try. Pinocchio, how you doing? And again, with no key, Hakku can't get into that item room just yet, so he's going to try putting out fires. Every now and then a key spawns, you never know. But again, moving on. Okay, game, you're just being evil to him now with the locked chest. That's just troll engine engaging. It's gonna be one of those runs, isn't it? Aha, there's a key. Never mind, spoke too soon. Shutting up now. So he'll be back for this item room now that he's got his key. I was gonna say, we're starting to punch over to the trolley line here. So he picks up Brother Bobby. That'll be a follower with base damage tiers. Speaking of damage on your tiers, fire rate completely capped out now for Awesomeitsamy on the right or left-hand side, herpity-dur. And again, that's also going to drop her damage just slightly. But again, watch when her tiers come out. She is capped out. Yeah, that commentator curse. No keys. Oh, there's a key. I only took an extra room. It's all good. Everything's fine here. There's that boss fight on Hakku's side as well. So real quick, judgy please again. Ooh, how about that health up on Amy's side? Up to 5 heart containers already now. And again, that homing bomb effect on Larry Jr. is just going to rip him to shreds. There you go, 2 bombs. It's over. So 1 soul heart coming out of that blue version. Picked up Magic 8 Ball. That's actually mismarked. Not tears up, but shot speed increase. And again, with that 1 extra card, he got himself, I believe it was 2 of clubs, doubled up. Yes, it was. Doubled up the bombs he had from 4 to 8. And he'll be the first on down to the caves. Amy, though, right behind, fighting her second boss room in the in the basement, which, as always, is Famine. So let's all say, to Famine, if you would. How's up, Stinkin'? How you doing? So we'll wind up with 1 cube of meat on the left-hand side orbiting around Amy. That'll block shots and again do double base tier damage. That is so hard to say for me. So it'll do 7 damage basically to anything that it touches. Nope, those aren't sub only. The Famine Haze, the Famine O Haze, let's see, the new spam thing on Taku's, that's all on Taku's chat add-on. So if you can see those, you can use them. The only ones that are subscriber-only emotes in here are my cat emotes and all the banned items in the league, so I can show you all the banned items really quickly here. Those are the only ones that are actually subscriber-only emotes. Alright, Hakku immediately finding that boss fight here. Again, no key for that item room. We've seen this a lot tonight. There's a lack of keys unless you happen to be the person that finds the skeleton key on your run. On that note, though, fighting Headless Horseman, so he's probably going to wind up replacing that D6 here. He'll wind up with flying ability, +2 movement speed, and a charge effect for his space use on that horse. The power of catnip compels you. I'm doing great tonight, thank you very much. Zero arguments here. We've had, well, needless to say, we've had some really good races tonight, but wow, some of the items that have come across some of these builds, like, just ridiculous. You go back and watch Zero Game Plan's race tonight against RTC. Go back and watch that highlight when it's out and watch the builds. It is crazy. So we had a lot of fun already. Like I said, there's that flying on Hakku's side. He's going to move around a lot faster now. What's up, King Flame? How you doing? Let's see, that one run he had, let's see, quad shot. I'm gonna forget all this stuff. Max's head, the Halo, Blood of the Martyr. I believe he also had the meat for damage up. He was doing basically 11.4 damage with each of those 4 tiers, and if all 4 of them hit, 45.6. So it got pretty crazy. And that was one run. And he didn't have to D6 anything into those items. It was just like, here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go. And just kept handing him things. It was ridiculous. He might have had the pentagram on that too, because like I said, he was up at 11.4 damage after Casper actually figured it out. 11.4 damage a tier. And with quad shot, like I said, there were 4 of them there. So we got item room and boss fight here to finish off Amy's floor. Again, that'll bring her on down to the caves too, where Hakku's at afterwards. Real quick, no key though, so ouch. No item room yet again. And she'll be heading on into that boss fight. And now we know for sure what she's gonna get. That'll be little chat at the end of this chat fight. Every couple of rooms she clears, that'll spawn one half a red heart for her. And you can see that space use bomb that she just put down, slightly larger, does more damage as well. Yeah, basically if the item said damage up, he had it. Like, he was missing very few of the damage up items. He had dang near everything in the game. Oh, excuse me, good. Sorry about that. One of these days I'm gonna fully wake up, I swear. Probably be after I sleep for like 20 hours in the span of one day after the end of the season. Alright, so there's that little chat we were talking about spawning on Amy's side. She also got herself a god room, in which we've got Guardian Angel yet again, so that double speed orbital will also pick up the speed of that cube of meat floating around her. No, there was plenty of damage stuff he was still missing. I can name at least 6 items off the top of my head that would have given him more damage up. It's basically what I was trying to do all last week, was just like, alright, we got the week off from BOILeR, like, I don't have to stream every day, but everybody else is covering my channel, so... yeah, I could probably sleep. Yeah, I didn't really sleep that good, so... it's kind of sad, but I really didn't get as much sleep as I wanted to during the span of that. Either way, though, like, at one point after the season, or, like, come playoff time, I'm just literally gonna pass out for, like, an entire day. I get the feeling Hakku hit that troll bomb just so you could see the word troll at the bottom of his screen, didn't he? I'm gonna have to ask him after the race, but I'm pretty sure he did. Anyways, with that key, gonna head back for his item room. Doctor's remote one-time use of Epic Fetus. Normally a really good thing there, you see what Epic Fetus would do for you. But again, didn't have any luck finding that secret room, not as good as flying, let alone that extra speed that he's got. Still no luck finding it. Womp womp. So a little bit of money to replace the nothing that he spent so far. So he's up to 38 cents. We've had a lot of money builds this evening, too. Maybe it was Eddie and Jim, like, yeah, was it those two? I think it was. So we're building up like 45 cents every single run. It's starting to get kind of ridiculous, and we've yet to see money equals power tonight. We've seen all this money. No money equals power. No dollar bill either, for that matter. Alright, Super Secret Room, not even going to bother with it as TheHakku. He'll be into his boss fight, and thankfully he could fly there, because he would have been kind of up a creek without a paddle otherwise. But he's got chat as well, so that'll spawn little chat for him. Same thing that Amy's got. Every 4 rooms that he clears, or I think it's 4, every couple rooms, basically, that he clears, half a red heart's going to spawn. Again, Amy working on her Cave Stew boss herself. That Golden Hollow's going to drop money every time that you kill one of the parts of it. Yep, it actually says that at the bottom when you touch a troll bomb, or it hits you for that matter, because it assumes that basically it's going to do damage, even though it technically doesn't at first. But it basically just says troll at the bottom. Excuse me. So there's a little chat, a little bit of a heal, and TheHakku moving on down to the depths. Alright, again, that Magic 8 Ball is mismarked. That gives you a shot speed increase, so they'll travel faster on screen. Get 1 card out of it, in this case, Temperance. And Amy gonna skip over that item room, move on down to the depths, because she knows that she has to catch up to TheHakku here. Again, how about that loading screen error? Oh, excuse me. This is the beauty of Flash, right here. And especially when you're on a Mac, because Flash don't like Macs in the first place. Flash don't like anything. Let's put it that way. So it really doesn't play well in this case with Max. So this might take a minute, but she'll wind up with her depths floor sooner or later here. Again, there's TheHakku's item room. No key for it. Also, there's his boss fight. And aha, we did get an XL floor. That's exactly what I was thinking was going to happen because it didn't go through the other screen. So lo and behold, XL floor is 2 depths floors combined together into 1 for Amy here. So again, she'll have 2 item rooms and 2 back-to-back boss fights at some point. TheHakku in what would be the first of those. He's fighting Loki, so let's see those Mr. Cools. No, Rebirth's going to be made in, I believe it's C++, if I'm not mistaken. But no, it's ditching Flash, because Flash is where all these stupid errors come from. And even Edmund and the other programmers will tell you the same thing. Like, that's where every one of these stupid compression errors came from. So, they dropped Flash this time, thank God. And that's the scary part, though, is that Edmund's going to be able to put in all the stuff that he wanted to put into this game. Which is going to make it, I'm going to say, a lot trollier. Like, maybe you get lucky and you get a lot better items, too, but it's going to get a lot trollier and a lot tougher before it gets easier for us. I'll tell you that right now. It's not as bad as Flash. Because keep in mind, Flash is capped out on this one. Like, you can't do anything else to this game. They had to compress it to the point where, notice on Amy's side, she doesn't have the XL written in on Necropolis. That was one of the things they had to compress out just to save a little bit of space and make it actually playable. Because if you ask Edmund, he'll flat out tell you, like, it's a miracle that we got to play it opening night, especially when Wrath of the, I almost said Lich King, Wrath of the Lamb came out. It was a real miracle that we got to play it that night. The song is named End Times. It's at the very end of the game normally when it does the monster credit scroll. And it's from like the very first 10 endings that you wind up with. Actually, yeah, take that. It is the first 10 endings you'll wind up with this. But everything that I'm playing is off of the Binding of Isaac soundtrack. Wrath of the Lamb King. Wait. I like what TheHakku's doing here. Notice that he stayed almost perfectly still, waiting for that turret on the other right side. Like, basically, he did not move any closer to that, so it never shot at him. I like that move quite a bit again. So he's made some really good decisions here as far as what's going on. Here's the issue. When you try to bomb through doors and you have homing bombs, I should say, you might waste 1 or 2. And that's exactly what just happened. Holy mother, for the, 5th time this year, it's getting less rare, but double golden poops in the same room on Amy's side. So it's either a lot of money or a decent amount of money in the counterfeit penny, but we'll find out in a second here. Wow, that was a severe lack of money coming out of that first one. Yeah, a little bit more off of the second, so not too bad. She wound up with about 10 cents in here. Yeah, to be fair, you really can't have enough money. Depends on where you're at, though. Like I said, if you're in the womb and it's just like, here's a bunch of money, you're probably not going to care about it too much. Good night, Drummond. Have yourself a good one. Yeah, there was some stacked up on there, but it was only about 5 cents coming out. It wasn't that great. Oh, exactly. See, I had to read what Royal said there, but yeah, exactly what you said. So, basically the gist of what Royal came across, I should say, is pointing out, is that it's kind of like counterintuitive, if you think about it. And this is what Edmund was thinking, mind you. But it was kind of counterintuitive that, like, the first 3 floors, you can't get greed. And you're probably not going to have all that much money. So you go into your stores and you're like, oh, there's a blue candle, but I don't have enough money for it. Dang it. And then later on, when you finally do have money, you're like, cool, let's go into the store and check. Hey, it's greed. And you wind up with more money, so you're like, cool, let's go into the next store, and it's super greed. You're like, son of a motherfucker. You know, you're just yelling to yourself at that point. That's the beauty of this game, though. Like, Edmund wrote it that way on purpose. I can flat out tell you. He did that to troll you just a little bit. Yeah, greed or a ladder, exactly. Alright, there's Squeezy on Hakku's side as he takes out his Red Mom's foot fight. And again, that's going to give him a little bit of fire rate increase and 2 soul hearts. He'll be moving on down to the womb. Excuse me again. Yeah, oh boy, a pickaxe. Yeah, the pickaxe would be the other thing that you tend to find at that point. Like, cool, I've got like 99 cents. Let's go to the store and... That's the notch pickaxe. Aww. You know, or it's like the Bible or something, and it's like, you know, we're in the league and you can't do anything with it. Like, we've seen that happen plenty of times, so... it knows how to troll you. I swear the game knows, and it just trolls you exactly like it needs to. It's good like that. I gotta say, Florian and Edmund did a really good job making that, like, beautiful troll engine. Because it works beautifully. It really does. Yeah, and then you go into another secret room later on, like, screw it, I'm not going into stores anymore. And it's greed, and you're like, mother... Alright, fine, I'll go into the store. And then you get the pickaxe. Because again, if you get a mini-boss fight where it legitimately shows the mini-boss on your map, you can't get another one. So if you go into the store at that point, you know it's going to be a store. And look at that internal compass. Hakku finding himself his boss fight here in the Womb 1 almost instantaneously. And again, Amy's still working around the Steps XL, has yet to find either of her item rooms or her boss fights. Sooner or later, we're going to see all 3 of these be connected together, I think. And again, a very easy boss here, Skull X, not too much of a challenge for Hakku. I think it's just that a lot of us were craving something that doesn't hold your hand all the way through it and kind of lets you decide, you know, like, all right, what is this and do I want to combine it with what I have? Like, I remember when I first played this and I'm like, I don't know what this is. God. All right, screw it, I'm taking it. Let's see what it does. Oh, that was bad. Like, you know, like you do like a My Reflection Ipecac run on accident. You're like, well, we're never doing that again. You know, but like, I think it's really good that it doesn't hold your hand all the way through, because it's just, we got too much of that nowadays. We really do, where it's just, you know, okay, press A to do this. Like, it gives you that little instruction in the first room, like, here's what you do. You move with these buttons, you fire with these, here's how to bomb, here's how to use your space use item, and if you really didn't figure that one out on your own, my god. But, you know, like, it doesn't hold your hand, and I love it. But something about that, like, I don't know, it makes it that much more addictive. The first time she beat it was with the candle. I could totally see that. I totally could. Alright, this side? Holy crap, this floor for Amy. Holy god, it just keeps going. Where are these item rooms and boss fights going to be connected to? This is ridiculous. Yeah, it holds your hand for one room and then it just like, you're dead. Which is, if you look at it, like even Edmund explained it in Indie Game the Movie, where it's like, all right, you have to, you know, kind of tell the player what to do, but if you do it by letting them actually do it instead of just like, you know, like in, like, I think it's like level 1-3 on Meat Boy, where you have to jump that huge gap, like he was talking about in the movie. You know, same thing, it's like you have to basically figure out, like, you have to sprint to be able to make it, otherwise you're screwed. And then it teaches you, because now you know how to sprint, that you're going to assume that any jump that big, you're going to need to sprint for. So it does teach you, but it isn't just flat out like giving you a tutorial like, all right, hold down the R button, jump when you get right here, and then you should make it. Like, you know, it still lets you decide on that, and that's what I love about it, is that you still get that, you know, that freedom, if you will, if you could find other ways to do it, but there's one given way that you're probably supposed to. Like, I don't know, something about that gets really addicting for me. Oh god, Inom. Jeez, that would do it. So there's that free space use, not free, mind you, but space use item bomb again with Mr. Boom that Amy's using to get back out of that dead end. And where in the hell are these rooms gonna be? This is ridiculous. Where hasn't she checked? There's so many. Hi, Spaz. That's the weakest meow ever. Okay, that was a little stronger. Hi. There's your boss fight. So we haven't found the item rooms yet, but at least we got the 2 connecting boss fights for Amy. So we'll see. Knowing that she's behind, she may just hop into these. Hi. What are you doing? What are you doing? For a cat this big, that meow is so weak. It is. You have to learn how to meow. You really do. You're 8 years old. You should know this. Problem is, Amy won't be able to get a God Room or Devil Deal this floor, because after this first boss fight, she's going to get her second boss fight attached to it, which without a way to port out of it in Mom's foot, keeps you in that room. So she may get one, but again, she'd have to port out and then walk back in and hope it was still there. And again, she has no way to port out at the moment. Ooh, if that caught Carrying Queen, that would have been beautiful, but she actually got her way out, so never mind. Moving on. Yeah, weak but cute. Yeah, exactly. Cutest meow ever. But damn weak. Ooh, down to that half a heart too. Now Amy has to avoid these red poops that Carrying Queen puts out. No, she can't get one off this fight either. Another good question there, John. No, let me try that again. In XL floors, you don't ever get one of the, off of the first boss fight, I should say, you don't ever get a God Room or Devil Deal. So it kind of screws you in that aspect. Also, like I said, that frickin' red poop. So bad timing on that respawn and passing by it, but nonetheless, like I said, you gotta really be careful of those, and those red poops will wind up screwing you into corners against that Carrying Queen. So moving on in though, Hakku looking for that 2-0 lead as he immediately walked on over towards his boss fight in the womb too as well. He's making very good time here. Problem is down to 1.5 hearts, technically 2.5. Once he clears these out, he's probably gonna hit that strength card. Ooh, nice Devil Deal here on Amy's side. A little bit early, but probably gonna take that pact. Nail's not a bad choice either. Ooh, I'll be damned she's leaving him. That's what you're doing back there. Felt like the cat was making a new chair behind me. He's just bathing. Never mind. Yeah, being that the strength gives you a damage up, let alone a fire rate increase, I don't know why he hasn't popped it yet, let alone 1 extra health. Alright, mini motion on Amy's side turns it itty bitty. Also gives you a lot of speed up, or excuse me, not a lot of speed up, gives you speed up and range up on it. Yeah, he's gonna wind up proccing the Polaroid twice if he can, basically. Yeah. But on the other note, like I said, look at the damage he's doing. I would have popped that at the very beginning to cut down the time on it. I mean, yeah, the Polaroid proc twice. Not gonna argue it, but I'd take the damage up and the fire rate increase throughout the entire battle over that. I'd feel safe enough with this health. Well, with that health. With 2.5 at that point, I'd feel safe enough. But yes, I see exactly what he's doing. It's just, given the choice, I'd offset the time with damage-taking capabilities by having more damage up myself. That offsets it enough for me. I'd rather be a glass cannon, honestly. That's always been my way. On that note, everybody's already doing it, but we got Champion Famine on the left side, so let's all greet him once again with that oh-so-popular hey. Ginormous power. Itty bitty living space. Thank you for getting where I say that from. Thank you. Thank you for getting that. Love you now. I love you, Joker. Thank you for getting that quote. You're one of the first people to quote that right after doing this. Somebody understands my lame sense of humor. Ooh, look at that. How about some extra health there? So Hakku's gonna randomly actually take a damage and not have to worry about it now. Yeah, phenomenal cosmic power. That's what it was. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sorry. It's been a long time since I watched Aladdin, but yes, that's where it came from. Itty bitty living space. Oh, I love Iago from the movie. That's the entire reason I love Aladdin in the first place, is that bird. Gilbert Gottfried as Iago, winning. Oh, my sense of humor's terrible. Who are we kidding? Alright, can that Devil Knight get off of the screen for Hakku? I hate those things. They are so freaking fast when they home in on you. So Guppy's head on Amy's side, as you see, was spawning, well, I don't think she's done it yet, mind you. Either way, spawns a couple of attack flies per room. That was Mom's pad she left behind. Would have frozen, not frozen enemies in place, would have made them basically push away from you while frozen and unable to act. But again, nowhere near as good as that cat head, which respawns every single room, so that's a lot of extra damage on Guppy's head. Alright, Lover's Card, even more hearts to spawn for Hakku. At this point, you might as well pop the Strength card and just hit those other hearts for fun. So you might as well just pop this Lover's Card, get those 2 hearts on the ground, pop the Strength card, and just go to town. Because you do not have to worry about the Polaroid procs at this point. And again, look at how long it's taking. Amy's gotten through 2 floors, so... There you go. Like I said, all the stats go up on Hakku's side, so he gets that 1 extra health container, including 1 extra health in it. And again, has that Lover's Card, so he's going to be able to spawn 2 more red hearts on the ground if he needs them. This fight has been very, very kind to Hakku with all these spawns. Like, this has been ridiculous, the amount of health he's gotten off of this fight. I don't think I've ever seen this happen before. Oh, there's nothing wrong with that Joker. Dude, I'm 33 right now, and I still love Aladdin. Like, I always will. I have nothing against that, either. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, more damage. Rob, come at me. Yeah. Like, let's recap. I'm 33, and I play video games for a living. I'm a dork. I'll be the first to admit it. I have nothing against this, though. Alright, Rotten Meat on Amy's side against... I don't know that that is mismarked, actually. It's a little bit... Actually, it is. That's, just health up on that one, now that I think that through. Trying to think, was Rotten Meat mismarked? No, it's one of them that is. Damn it. Oh, well, whatever. Moot point. And being a dork is a compliment. Thank you. Alright, so theoretically, after this chub dies off here on Haku's side, I think a few more tears, he ought to keep it lives out the rest of the fight. Shouldn't be too much more until that that part hits. Ooh, cheap shot there. So there's that Lover's card, almost full heal on Haku's. And there it is. Lo and behold, as soon as you see those red flies, you know full well she's going to stay out, even if she hasn't fired these red bombs at you yet. Which, is she ever... There we go. I was going to say, is she ever going to fire one? But finally, we got a few out on the screen. Not that I'm wanting Hakku to get shot at, but again, I get the idea. Either way, a few other hits here to go, and just like that, everything clears out, and Haku's got himself a 2-0 victory, so very nicely done. And let me update that. There we go. Oh, I can't reach my keyboard. There we are. Like I said, 2-0 victory on Haku's side. Very nicely done, sir.